All right, today we are making roasted asparagus with balsamic glaze. And I have to say, this will be one of the easiest veggie dishes you ever make in your life. Let me show you how to make this. Now first, we're gonna start by making this balsamic glaze. This stuff is magical and so simple to make. All you need is a half a cup of any balsamic vinegar that you find in the grocery store. And you're gonna pour a half a cup into a saucepan, bring it to a boil. And once it reaches boiling point, you just kind of bring it down to maybe medium heat, maybe low, so it's a rapid simmer, and then eventually you'll get a nice thick syrup like I've done here. Now it takes about 15, maybe 20, 25 minutes, and you know it's done when it really coats the bottom of the pan like that. You want it nice and thick and syrupy. It's gonna be about 2 to 3 tablespoons worth in the end. I wish I could say that you can make this ahead of time, but you really want to make this within a couple of hours of serving this asparagus, otherwise it'll really start to get gooey and hard, so make sure this part is nice and fresh. All right, so now let's make some asparagus. I'll start by explaining how I choose the best asparagus in the grocery store. You want to look for tips that are nice and firm, because as they age, they will get kind of gummy and gooey. We don't want that. We want some tips that are nice and firm, like nice and fresh. And we also want to look for spears that are about the same size within the bunch. So most of us, we buy our asparagus in a bunch just like this. I just like to take a look, and we don't want a lot of small ones mixed with large ones if possible, otherwise some will cook faster than others and we don't want that. When I get them home from the grocery store, I like to store them in either a large mug like this or a French press with a little bit of water in the bottom. And the reason why is because asparagus is meant to stay up and down. If you lay it down in the refrigerator, the tips will start to curl up. So if you have asparagus that you've purchased in the grocery store where the tips are curled up a little bit, that means it was laid on its side at some point during transport. So, okay, so I store it in the fridge just to help keep it fresh, but if you're gonna use it within a day or two, you can keep it on your counter until you're ready for it. Take a nice sharp knife, and we wanna cut off the ends that are really, especially here, you can see the lighter part, usually kind of woodsy and tough, not easy to chew through. We wanna get rid of those parts, right? So we want to cut off about 2 to 3 inches. But I also kind of look it over to see if there's any that still have some lighter areas, like this one here, still a little bit of a lighter end, so that will likely be tough. We don't want that, so we'll get rid of those. These will go into the compost. All right, so now it's looking really gorgeous, really nice and pretty. Everything looks like a nice even green color. We're just gonna grab a baking sheet. I like to line it with parchment paper like this to make cleanup super, super simple. Just lay these across here. All right, spread it out. And then just take a little bit of oil. Doesn't need a lot. I do avocado oil or olive oil, typically, and just maybe a half a tablespoon, really, not much at all. Just drizzle that right across the top. And then some salt and pepper. I usually do about a half a teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And then mix it all together here. Make sure that the asparagus is nicely coated in the oil and salt and pepper. Let's get some oil on the tips. It's looking good, and spread it out into a nice even layer so none of the asparagus is overlapping. All right, now this asparagus is ready to go in the oven. We want to place it in a 425 Fahrenheit oven, which is about 220 Celsius. We're going to want to roast it for about 7 minutes for smaller asparagus and 9 minutes for medium or larger spears. I'm going to go with, I'll do 8 minutes, just play it safe. Set my timer for 8 minutes. All right, we're good to go. Oh yeah, that's done. Now what you want to look for, you want it to be sweating and still bright green. And actually also slightly darkened tips. Your asparagus is ready when you see those things. All right, we want to immediately remove it from the pan so that it doesn't continue to cook. So you can either just pick up the asparagus with the parchment and all and set it aside, or you can plate it right away like I'm doing here. Now, this asparagus is delicious just like this. You really don't need to top it with anything, which is honestly how we eat it most often in our house just for time's sake. My little boy James, he loves this asparagus. But in order to get my son Jack to eat it, we definitely want to add that glaze. Okay, this is all ready to go. Now, if it gets too firm from sitting there, all you need to do is turn on that fire, warm it up a little bit, it should loosen right up, and then you just drizzle it right over the top. Jack will eat any vegetable if it has balsamic glaze on it. And thankfully, I will say, you can buy balsamic glaze in the grocery store all ready to go. So if you can find it, it's not in every grocery store, but if you can find it, this stuff is magical and it's a great way to add some extra flavor to any dish, and it's a great way to get your kids to eat vegetables. From here, it's already looking very pretty. All right, now I like to take it one step further and add just a couple pinches of breadcrumbs to the top. And this adds a little extra texture, a little crunch. Completely optional, and you can use panko, regular, whole wheat, gluten-free, they all work. This dish is complete, and it was so simple, so easy to make, and it's just so pretty. All right, the boys are at school at the moment. Jeff is on the road. It's just me, so I'm gonna go ahead and try one. Look how pretty. Now, one of the other ways I do check to make sure that the asparagus is cooked, because you don't want it undercooked either. You just pick one up, and if it bends just slightly like this, then it's good to go. If it's still really firm, it needs another minute or so. Perfect. Nice and tender, not stringy at all. Exactly how asparagus should be. Now, if you think you don't like asparagus, try it roasted. It's the best way to enjoy asparagus by far. You can find the full recipe on audreydunham.com. Just do a search for asparagus and it should pop right up. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe by clicking right here. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.